Caught up with Senator Kevin Cramer on day one of the Republican National Convention. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's good to be us. That's what I'm thinking. I'm glad to have air conditioning. Grateful for a good driver that can get through the checkpoints okay, and just really feels really good to start a day. And by the way, I love today's theme: Make America Wealthy Again. If there's an easier pitch for Donald Trump to make than that, I don't know what it could possibly be. But I think the way they've laid it out, the way they've laid out the four themes for the nights, it's just a perfect setting.
There's your leader, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, well,
how about that?
You want to talk to Mitch? Should I try to get him?
Yeah,
he's kind of bashful.
I have interviewed him before. I believe it was at your inaugural. When you were inaugurated.
Oh, sure enough. Yeah. Well, I'll see if he's willing to talk to you, Scott. He avoids the press corps in the Capitol.
Just tell him Brett Baer because he seems to have a man crush on Brett Baer.
Yeah, he does. The bear trap, they call it. Do not get in the way of Mitch McConnell during the bear trap hour.
So I have not had a chance to catch up with you since the events of Saturday. What was going through your mind, and as you process that now, what do you think?
Well, what went through my mind immediately was fake. It's, because there's just so much out there that's fake, right? And of course, it didn't take long to realize it was not fake at all. And then, Scott, it's a weird thing to process, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, you think it can't be real, and then you're just grateful he's okay, and then you see the pictures and the video, and you think, is there another human being in the world, really in the world, who would realize both the gravity of the moment and understand to get down as soon as the bullet grazed his ear, but then to get back up in not certain of what's going on around him and ensure the world that he's okay and that he's going to fight on. And I'm grateful more than anything, Scott. Though I have to say, I'm just grateful that the hand of God is on him and protecting he and his family. It's just amazing.
I know you're a man of faith, but there's many of us that believe there's no way that happened without specific divine intervention. Do you agree?
I don't know any other way to explain it except to be goofy. I mean, really, there's no way you can explain something like that as dumb luck. And by the way, can we just add to that the list of things, the good things that are happening to Donald Trump over the course of the last couple of weeks? You got to believe that there's a divine hand in all of this, and I do.
Speaking of which, the Mar-a-Lago documents case was thrown out today.
By the way, the right decision. It was a great illustration and great evidentiary record that this whole lawfare thing is exactly that. It is a political tactic to take down a political opponent. And good for the judge who wrote a very thorough, as you know, ruling on really just a couple of points. But she laid it all out in very strong evidentiary records, very strong discovery, very strong constitutional and statutory arguments, and just establish, I think, not only was this thing rigged, but that this should never be done again.
Last question for you. You've been to a few of these conventions.
I have.
So I believe at one time the youngest chairman of the Republican Party anywhere in the country. So what was the first one?
The first one was Houston. It was George Herbert Walker Bush. I was the chairman of the party and chairman of the delegation. It's interesting because of all of the conventions since then, and I've spoken at 2 conventions since that one, that one's still the one that I remember the most. It's what I remember the most about in terms of the details. It's very similar, frankly, to what we're going through today. Remember, there was a lot of suspense and whatnot then, too. But since then, I've been to a variety of them, played differing roles. But I have to say this one's really the most exciting, if you will. And as you know, I don't excite easy. I'm not prone to much impulse. But it's hard not to be excited. And I'll just say, Scott, what I'm most enthused about is seeing Donald Trump in person. I just, it's just one of those things where I can't wait to see him. And I talk to him a lot. I get to see him, pretty much if I decide if I'm willing to fly to Florida or to New Jersey or wherever he may be. But I just can't wait to see him because somehow there's something about seeing him that will just make me know it's all going to be okay.
Thanks a bunch. Have a great week.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.